Hello here, how are you? I am good. If it's windy outside and you hear wind in this video, I am very super sorry.
Super of the super sorry.
I'm purchasing my Mac soon now that I've got a new job and everything's going good. Okay, done. Okay. Today I'm doing my bookshelf tour. I haven't done a bookshelf tour since like 2014. It's been that long. I've done 2 bookshelf tours prior to this one. I've named today's bookshelf tour 2015 and 2016. Blend in the ones. I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna show you around my bookshelf, show you what books I have got since the last time I did a bookshelf tour, and that's a lot more. So yeah, I'm going to show you how messy my bookshelf is as well, and the different types of piles that I organize my books in. Let's go up there. This is a very attractive angle. Look how big I am. I have my little Indian doll, which is still here. My little, you know, shaky shake. Whee! That's exactly how it's been for a couple of years. Here I have my Warrior series by Erin Hunter. And I've just added this book, which is The Sun Trail, and that is in the Dawn of Clans, and it's the first book in the Dawn of Clans. So in terms of these books, I still need to find positions for them on my bookshelf, so we'll just move here. This book, I just cannot have room for it at the moment, so I'm waiting for new books to come in so then I can move it elsewhere. In the afterlife, I have a signed copy, so now this copy, I don't want it anymore, so it's just sitting here. And basically, these are the books that Pascal bought me as well, so they're all here. It's all my Warrior series up the top here. These are the 2 books that I still got to send off for my giveaway, and because like now I've got a new job and stuff, I can do that finally. I've talked to the 2 people about these books. Random little reindeer without horns, they fell off, and just some couple of awards here that I've won. It's a random old suitcase. The Warrior series, if I zoom in there, I have a bit of the Magda there, a bit of the guidebooks, and then just the whole series that goes all along there. Hello. So coming down from the top, we'll talk about this shelf. Twilight Mania. The Twilight series there, and also 2 of the movie guides there. The Second Short Life of Britannia, which was actually really good. I enjoyed that. Twilight guide, because I was obsessed with Twilight when it came out. Look at my lovely hand. I should be a hand model. This was Vampire Beach, so I have 2 books in there. The autobiography books and stuff. And this is basically how it fades in. So my vampire books are all here. And this shelf ends with The Immortal Rules by Julie Kagawa. Fabulous vampire books. Like, I suggest them legit to anyone that loves vampire books. The Immortal Rules continues to The Forever Song. Then it goes into other vampire books. We start to go into Vampire Academy, which leads then into Bloodlines, which is the sequel to Vampire Academy here. Ah, my bowl fell down. This is something random that Pascal won for me, and this is something random that Pascal won for me. Hello, a plate. I should put it on my future car. Daughter of Darkness, then Darkness Before Dawn. If we go into the Evernight series, starts to fade into werewolves. I put vampire next to werewolves because of Twilight. Zooming in, we got Glass House, and I just have the first book of that, The Shiver Sealers. And then that goes into Sinner, which I still haven't read yet. I don't really like this series, just putting it out there. The ending was weird. And then we go to these books, which is The Last Saint, Mortal Instruments Mania. So this is the one under the Twilight stuff. Movie guide for the Mortal Instruments, because, you know, I used to collect a lot of movie guides. The Shadowhunter Codex, and that's followed by the Bane Chronicles down there, which I still have to get on and read. Into Clockwork Angel and the Infernal Devices. The Infernal Devices fades into the Mortal Instruments. Lady Midnight, I'm going to put somewhere on my shelf here, through I'm not quite sure yet. And here I have Forsaken and Forbidden, 2 books in one, and I still got to get the other ones in the series. From Werewolves, it fades into the Mortal Instruments because Mortal Instruments does contain wolves. And then it kind of goes into demons and the unknown and fairies and mermaids and all that beautiful stuff. Okay, so firstly here is a random candle. Okay, some book ends here. We have an Every Word badge here. Isabel's necklace. You know this one from Game of Thrones. Isabel's bangle from Mortal Instruments. Random glasses, random dagger, random Shadowhunter symbol. Born of Shadow. That fades in after Mortal Instruments. We then start to go into the Chronicles of Narnia, Night Circus, and also Skullduggery. I decided to put it here because they kind of have the same themes going on, and especially when you get to Carnival Souls, Dorothy Must Die, and all this stuff, that's when magic and powers start to come in. So that's when my witch books start to take priority. Of course, you know, Beautiful Creatures. No one talks about it anymore. Sacrifice, and then we also have these 2 books, and Missing Into the Dark. Spellcaster, and that starts here. Then Half Bad, which everyone probably knows about. Weird Book. Remember for Frost and Whisper of the Dead, and then we go into Betrothed and Legions. These books also have similar themes because these books start to talk about fairies, Splintered. And that series is here. The Iron King and the Iron Daughter. I need the rest of this series. We then start to go into trolls. Trolls fade into mermaids and undersea stuff. So let's get to it. We have the Switch series here by Amanda Hocking, and also the prequels to that. We then start with the Wake series, and that is all here. It's really lovely, and it's by the same author. So this is kind of Amanda Hocking's section. Amanda Hocking has a large part of my bookshelf. We then move into mermaids and kind of things to do with the sea. You know, Deep Blue, we have of Poseidon, of Neptune, of Triton, and we have Teardrop here. So this is kind of a very blue orientated shelf. It then starts going into Greek gods and angels. So we start with Starcrossed, Dreamless Goddess. Then we have the Percy Jackson, Rick Riordan, the 52nd. From there on, this is angel territory. Fall for me, Angel Fall, and that series. And we start with Fallen by Lauren Kate. I have my little Amity keyring. I have the Hunger Games, the little badge, more random glasses, and a Twilight symbol. Unforgiven. And that basically fades into another Angel series, which is the Halo trilogy. Sweet Evil's there, and then we start with this Fallen series. There's still Angel books. I love Angel books. And then we go to Unearthly, Hallowed, and Boundless. Fantastic trilogy, by the way. And Hush Hush. I really like the Hush Hush series. That's really good. Patch, Patch, Patch. From then on, we start to get a bit darker, and we start to go into a different type of genre. Through these books, I couldn't quite place them. More paranormal stuff. Strange and Beautiful Sorrows. And then after that, Beautiful Dark, Radiant Sky, Dreamfire, and then the Embrace series. And that continues on that way. So in Power's the last book there. We then have Forgotten and Cat Patrick there. And then we have Rebel Bell. And then that leads into Crash and Bang. And then it goes into Earthbound. Fantastic book by April Andy Pike. Shatter Me, so Whitney would love this section. Moving to this way, it goes The Knife of Never Letting Go. And then we have Throne of Glass all here, which is beautiful. And then that goes into Alien books. Just don't ask me, okay? It goes into Powers and Aliens, okay? I don't know. So I have basically all the Gone series, a beautiful book, and then the Dome. To end this section off, I have Earthbound Jack and the Ghost Planet, and also Obsidian and Onyx. Oh yeah. Opal, Origin, and Obsidian, and they're all in the Lux series, and they are fantastic. Then we go into more Alien books. So we start with I Am Number 4, The Power of 6, Rise 9, Fall of 5, The Revenge of 7, The Fate of 10. I love the I Am Number 4 series. Like, it is so good. It's addictive, and I've been with it for so long. Fifth Wave and Infinite Sea. I decided to group them next to The Host, as you could see down here, because it starts to get into aliens possessing humans. We start to get into more Rochelle Mead books, so Gamebot of the Gods, and then also the second one, The Immortal Crown. Then we have Endgame here, and that starts to lead into Dystopian Society, the Divergence trilogy, the Hunger Games trilogy, Fire and Flood, and Amity right here, the Legend trilogy by Marie Lu, which is so freaking unbelievable. Okay, so after that we go into The Winner's Curse and The Winner's Crime, and I do have the following one after that, Mystic City, and all those books after that, because now I put them together because it's always about a girl and something's wrong with the girl in the futuristic society. So if you really think about it, this book has something to do with the girl in the futuristic society, this book, and this book, it starts to become all kings, queens, beauty, you know, everyone's supposed to look good. Oh, I'm the king, I'm the queen, I'm gonna treat you, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, drugs in the future. Don't do them. We finish off with the Delirium trilogy, and then we also start to get into the Uglies, because I still find this is kind of like the same genre. Then we start to get into Giver, Even Adam, the Match trilogy, Altered, Red Queen, Disruption by Jessica Shivington, which if we move up there it is, second book in that, and also The Farm, The Lair, Hollow City, The Forsaken, Uprising, and now I start to go to Maze Runner, Stone Rider, because it's kind of similar, Potions, and then from that it goes into The Darkest Minds Never Fade and In the Afterlife. The Taken, and also Eve, Once, and Rise, Burn the Ashes, The Young Elites, Game of Thrones, because I don't know, it all kind of starts to turn into futuristic societies, but with a bit of fantasy hint to them. We start to go in Chasing the Valley, and A Cordon of Roses, Under the Never Sky, and then that leads into more fantasy reads, and now we start to get into outer space. So the top one is Across the Universe. So I have Breathe and Resist. So that kind of ends that bookshelf, and now I have a whole nother bookshelf. But before that, I want to show you some other books that I have. At the very bottom of my bookshelf, I also keep different piles. The first pile is books that I have to review for publishing houses. So these are some books that I still need to review for publishing houses, and I like to keep them at the bottom of my shelf and not put them in my shelf, just so they're visible to me. You know, when I have to read one, it's there and I can pick it off before putting it back in my bookshelf. The next pile I have is also books that are given to me by publishing houses, but will also be in next month's haul, and these are these books here. Books that I need to review. So far, Eleanor and Park, The Unbecoming of Maradai, The Retribution of Maradai, and also Evolution of Maradai, which I have here, and the next together. So there's 3 separate piles at the bottom of my bookshelf that are all combined. Heading over to bookshelf 2, here we have Invisibility and Time Shifters. Now it starts to lead into time travel books. So for some reason, my outer space books start to lead into time travel. Just don't ask. Maybe because of different universes and all that stuff. Landline, Time Between Us, Time After Time, and then the Ruby Red trilogy right here in beautiful hardcover. After that we have All Our Yesterdays, The Here and the Now, and Time Shifters and Visions. Now it starts to lead into Past Lives and Ghosts, because it just does. We then start with The Last 13, and I have that whole series. We then go up to Every Day, Before I Fall, If I Stay, Where She Went, The Ghost Bride, and Addressed in Blood, and Existence Predestined, and Ghost House. So now we're into ghosts and living again and different worlds, because here it starts to go with More Than This, The Reboot, Warm Bodies, a bit of zombie here, The Awakening, The Summoning. These are parallel universes, or here, When I Was Me, and then it starts to go to kind of Frozen. And I don't know how to rate these books, but for some reason I think they all blend into one another. So it's like The Raven Boys, Just One Day, Just One Year, and then we go to Temptation, and we start to get to real lovey-dovey books. Start going to Belonging, Forever the Originals, and then The Convent, Shadow Year, The Betrayal, Heartbreak, and now it starts to get into kind of real life drama books. Sorry, these are some kid books, which Jacqueline Wilson still. Hooked, Sarah Dessen, All of the Above, to our mystery book, The Keeper of the Wind, The Face in the Milk Carton, Eeny Meeny, Gone Girl, We Were Lies, Damage Done, In the Skin of a Monster, The Sacred Lives of Minnow Bly, and Tell Me Why. We then go to Illuminate, and then we have Alimani section here, into the ghosts, and we have Goosebumps. For some weird reason, we're back at Ghosts. These books I'm keeping here for the moment because I still have to put them in. They're Everything, and Ugly Love. But then R.L. Stine, I don't know, I just kind of plopped these books here because they had similar themes. Here, we start to go to books based in the old days with the similar sort of theme. So the Book Thief and the Quietness, Liberty's Fire, all kind of have that similar sort of theme. And then they fade into kind of real life stories. So, you know, The Duff, All the Bright Places, Dumpling, go with Finding Audrey, Solitaire Girl, Online Fangirl, teen books about love and this and that and the other, and I just find they all suit in really well with each other. And then of course we have The Notebook and Nicholas Sparks section here. The Love Rosie, Let It Snow, The Possible Knife Memory, and then kind of these books all have a similar theme, you know, the Katie McGarry books and the Abby Gline books, that kind of that love, the guy's bad, the girl's good, that kind of stuff. Clara Grace Walker books, and then we also have Cartel, Jessica Shivington, Underwater, and these are kind of more everyday people, but of course they have a story to tell. Cloud Street, and then all my John Green books there, except for Let It Snow, Zack and Mia, Lovely Bones. So these are more your cancer books, start here, and then these are kind of your autobiographies, so real life books. And that's how my bookshelf ends, with Jessica Watson there, and also my Steve Jobs books. So that is basically all my books. That is my bookshelf tour. I really hope you enjoyed it, and oh my god, I should film from this angle if I have to do unboxings or something like that, because I'm getting sun here. Remember, live today, love tomorrow. That's what I say in my vlogs. Why am I saying it in my bookshelf tour? I don't know. What were your favorite books in my bookshelf, if you have any? And also, if you have a bookshelf, do you have any similar books? Let me know. See you.